When it comes to Steven Spielberg and his genre films, especially his alien genre films, there's a heavy push for sentimental values and themes dealing with like finding your way home, finding your tribe, finding your people. Um, Empathy is pushed. A lot of it's tone and feeling. I do wonder how a lot of that will go down with modern audience and their sensibilities. We're a very sophisticated batch, maybe a little bit more on the cynical side, um, realism side. Like we know all the tricks now. We can literally make films with our phones. So a lot of people want this realism that Spielberg actually is not has not always been known for. You go to a Spielberg film for feeling, for emotion, for fun, and for escape. And that's where you find the message and the themes. He is message films, especially the alien genre, it's loaded with message. Needless to say, you do have to suspend disbelief. And I find, especially like with comic book films, it's very hard for modern audiences to do that. They just expect things to logically happen. Disclosure Day is part of the E.T. Close Encounters series, and the last act of E.T. and Close Encounters will probably just trigger a lot of people who are in it for the practicality. Spoiler alert for Close Encounters and E.T. For example, like the father just picks up and leaves his entire family to find to join his alien collective. And so when you watch that film, you're caught up in the emotion and the music, the John Williams score. Your mind doesn't go to the darker spots. Like, okay, so what's going to happen to his kids? He just literally abandoned. And then there's also a strong connection to a lot of 70s awakening issues too. So I don't know if Spielberg would make that type of choice now, especially when he's more mature. As a mature filmmaker, he's looking at the world that's dark and full of war, and he's basically like, wake up, listen to each other. That's the major theme of Disclosure Day. It's like no one is actually taking the time to listen to each other. Honestly, if you do that, if you listen to each other, the film will probably be over in like 10 minutes. Like Close Encounters and E.T., Disclosure Day ultimately pushes compassion. And even War of the Worlds did that. War of the Worlds was a little bit more post 9/11 darkness, but at the end, it just went back to that Spielberg canvas. Spielberg rarely leaves you feeling alone, isolated, and dark. And this is ultimately why the aliens, spoiler alert for Disclosure Day, this is why the aliens are often benevolent, good. Aliens do not come to take over the world. Again, War of the Worlds aside. That's War of the Worlds was his own like book and radio series. It was like Spielberg adapted that. But with Disclosure Day and E.T. and Close Encounters, those are Spielberg films with his message. I do wonder if a lot of modern audience and the fear of the other, especially now, the fear of the other, the fear of terrorists. I do wonder if a lot of people automatically expect aliens to be demonic, evil, bad, come in with like a hostile takeover. Just like thinking about Spielberg films, those dark feelings, that's basically like a human projection. Humans may have this darkness, and we project that on everything, animals, and that's pretty much the point. Basically, at the end of the day, it would be, from a Spielberg point of view, it would be awesome if humans just get over themselves, listen to each other, be more compassionate and empathetic, and not project their own darkness onto everything else. Because once humans go for the heart, then there's healing. If you like that type of message, then I think you'll be perfectly fine with Disclosure Day. If you want something that's a little bit more alien taking over the universe, this is not your film.